Hello, 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 hello. We are back on Soundsphere Magazine's YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitch for the first time in 5 months, everyone. We are going to discuss, dissect, create ideas, themes, vibes around this new Crow movie that's coming out. We've got cast members. We're going to discuss that, whether it's a good idea to cast them, who the director is. We're going to figure out who the director is. I know he directed Ghost in the Shell. I know he had some kind of affair of some sort, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about that and more. We have our special guest, Jay, from Inkblot Films. He is here. He's in the back end, which sounds weird when I say it like that. But anyway, we'll be back right after this fancy message from... No, let's have the Comic Sphere intro. Let's be professional. Yeah. Awesome. This is cool. It's nice to be back.
Yeah.
This is great. Hi, Graham.
Hi,
hey,
Doc.
man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm not bad. How are you?
Yeah, man, I'm good. It's nice to be back doing streaming stuff. Nice to be back with my mates. Good to be hanging out with you. You're a busy man, so I appreciate you being here. You don't have a lot of time, so I appreciate that. Jay is also in the back end. He is sorting out his bits and pieces, so hopefully we'll bring him in at some point. I do like to see Jay sorting out his bits and pieces. But anyway, my name is Dom. I'm from Soundsphere Magazine. We do alternative rock music. We cover music. We cover arts. We cover movies, comic books, and all that stuff. You can check us out on soundspheremag.com. You can also help us out by subscribing. I should put a little promotion tool here. You can tell I haven't streamed for ages. I need to put like a little... There you go. Look at that. How professional is that? Like and subscribe to help our channel grow. Look at that ticket across the bottom, although it covers the logo up, so clearly not that professional. But yeah, it's good to be back because, you know, it's nice to live stream, nice to hang out with my mates, nice to talk about stuff that matters with my friends. So I wanted to talk about the Crow remake with you guys. Now, Graham, of course, you are the Comic Sphere guru. You are the guy that does a lot of our comic book interviews. You've sourced a lot of our comic book interviews. You've done a lot of research into comic book interviews. We've even discussed you doing a weekly show talking about some of those special comic books you have behind you. So tell me a little bit more. I know all about you. You've been to my house. We've cuddled. We've touched each other consensually. It's been wonderful numerous times. But for the people that don't know, the people that come back to this afterwards, and the people that are with us now, who are you and what do you do? And where does that love of comic books and you know, comic books like The Crow come from?
I'm Graham, and I read lots of comics. I collect comics. I breathe comics. I know lots of comic book people. I'm into other things as well, but you know, as you can see from behind me, and you can't see, but behind you, I've got another bookcase full of other bits and bobs, and I have lots of comics. Been reading for a very long time.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man. I love your passion for it. I really do. And you've met a lot of your heroes, people that have written some of your favorite comics as well. And you've also done a lot of interviews for us. How have you found that? Like, how have you found doing those interviews and obviously being an important part of what Soundsphere has become? Because we used to just focus on music, and you know, since you've come on board, since Jay's come on board, we've done a lot around comic books and movies, which is obviously what we're here to discuss today.
Yeah, no, it's been really good. It's weird transitioning from being a fan who reads and occasionally talks to, you know, creators, writers, artists, whatnot, to sort of doing it professionally. It is a bit, it's a weird transition, but I've really enjoyed it. It's been good.
Yeah, man, it's been a pleasure having you. You've done some incredible work. We've got Abby Ellerin. How you doing? Nice to see you. How you doing, Abby? Pleasure to have you. We are going to bring Jay in. StreamYard. He's trying to log in a different computer. You guys are getting a peek behind the curtain. We are We haven't streamed in a while, and I'm just getting used to doing this again. I need to log Jay back into StreamYard. So what I'm going to do, Graham, is while I sort the technical. Oh, hang on, he's back.
Hey, I'm here. Wow.
Hey,
Wow,
man.
that's. Sorry, I've been having issues because I think when I'm on the original computer now. I have a second, a really old Mac. Look out, this is like 2015. I don't want to use it because it overheats. So I've got a nice fancy computer to use this on, and a webcam that USB's in. Just didn't work. It's worked before, it just didn't work because why would it work? That'd be easy, wouldn't it? If it just worked.
It's fine. It's fine.
But as I always say, I think I emit an EMP that fries all technology around me because, Dom, you've been near me when I've been near technology and it's just failed, and people have gone, "This shouldn't work. This should work right now," and I'm like, "It's me, innit?" So yeah, I've just been struggling for the past 20 minutes to get this webcam to work, but it works.
It's good. I'm glad
I'm here. I'm a few minutes late, but I'm here, and I've even got the Crow.
Oh, very nice.
Novel. I'm glad someone can find it.
Yeah, we've had a few technical issues, and in the other room, I've just been watching The Crow. My partner is in the other room, just finishing it off because she's not seen it properly, and she's got some thoughts. So hopefully, she's going to be hopping on the comments.
Cool. We'd love to have Gemma. We've had a few people in. Thank you to those that join us, that are joining us live. So first time back in. Gemma says
shit. She's not a fan.
Okay, we'll discuss.
We'll talk about it.
You should watch the remakes. You should watch the remakes, Gemma. The
thing is, I was just telling because she didn't know that there was Crow City of Angels, Crow Salvation. How many
Crow Salvation? Yeah, Crow Salvation is a thing.
Crow sequels. Here we go. There's like 3 of them in there.
There's a lot.
There's a TV series as well.
There's a TV series. Yeah, there was a TV series.
Crow. Jonah Hex is not related to. Sorry, it's just what it's bringing up. There's a lot of crows.
A lot of crows. But we are here to discuss the new Crow, the forthcoming Crow, the remake of the original.
The remake that was supposed to come out last year.
It was with Jason Momoa, who we will discuss.
Your boyfriend, Jason.
God, I love Jason Momoa so much.
Beautiful man, isn't he?
He's a beautiful man. But
Dom. So are you, Graham. You're both beautiful men.
Thank you, man. Thank you. This is great. It's great. It's an excuse to get together on Soundsphere and talk about stuff that I love.
Who doesn't want a man love at 9 o'clock at night?
Yeah, exactly. Talk about stuff that I love with people that I love, and have a couple of people check it out. It's lovely. It's a wonderful thing. I love this live streaming lark. But we've done Graham's intro. Obviously, esteemed comic book reader, comic book interviewer, all around good dude. A lot of people that don't know Graham. He's just a lovely man, very, very kind and caring and supportive of his community. Just a good dude. And Jay, we go back a long way. You've obviously you've done interviews all over Soundsphere. You're everywhere. You've Graham's done a lot of our comic book stuff, but you've done comic book stuff. You've done music stuff. You've done all sorts on Soundsphere. So, and also you're also the director, the sole director these days of Inkblot Films. So for those people that are with us and those people that come back to this afterwards, who are you and what do you do, please?
Oh, you've built me up. So my name is Jay. I run Inkblot Films, which is a video production company based in the north of England, and I do music videos, commercial videos, animations, bit of photography, bit of stop motion, stuff like that. And I've a long time collaborated with you, Dom, where we've been to festivals, interviewed bands, we've done music videos with people like Gary Newman. Who have we interviewed? McBusted, Wolf Alice.
You did. You did Kat Von D, didn't you?
Yeah, man, Kat Von D and Chris Corner. Who else? There's loads of people. Frank Turner, and it's all from just. I've just been doing stuff to help you out and the magazine and help out Soundsphere because it's just I love it. I love you, Dom. You're my bae. Graham's also my bae, but I haven't known you as long as I've known Dom. I've known Dom for about 12. years.
12 years, man.
12 years. I think I met you in the beginning. I think I actually met you at the very tail end of 2010.
Wow.
And we got to know each other in 2011, and then we started a business together, and we're still working together all these years later. So it is pretty cool.
It is
cool.
Pretty cool.
Still mates, still going, still doing
going.
cool stuff. And so yeah, the other day Don was like, "Do you want to come on this thing, talk about The Crow?" Because Graeme knows comics, I know films. I've got this depressingly encyclopedic knowledge of films and dinosaurs.
That will be useful later.
Yes, it'll be useful later because obviously I've got the comic here, and I do have. I really love it. It's
beautiful,
beautifully illustrated comic, but it's deeply flawed, and we'll have a chat about that. And the film we will talk about because it's had its ups and downs.
Indeed,
had a few tragedies on set and things like that. So we're going to be asking the question, if I'm right, will this new one be any good? And can you improve on the Crow?
Indeed.
And that's the question that it's not up to us to answer, because we're going to pitch in, but we want everybody to also answer. We want to get people involved, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Abby, how you doing? Nice to see you. Lovely to have you. Thank you very much. You can still join us if you like. You're more than welcome.
Abby, I like that name. That's funny.
Lovely to see. Abby's done some fantastic art for, I think, almost all of our friends and people around the world. Abby does incredible caricatures for some of the biggest rock stars and people, some of the coolest people in our community and way beyond. So we're absolutely privileged to have Abby in the chat with us. We're hopefully going to have Abby with us at some point for maybe another stream. So I guess the first question is, we'll talk about the new film and what's going on and what we know, because it's in early stages. Graeme was doing some research earlier. It is in very early stages, and then we'll go back a little bit into the history and sort of see how things have shapen up. So my first question to you guys is probably the most obvious one. Is the casting of Bill Skarsgård, who was, of course, in It and is most known, I would say, arguably, as Pennywise the Clown in the more recent
Mr. Wonky Eyes himself.
Indeed, being cast as the Crow. There's some fan art here, which I think is really cool. Obviously, this is the man himself next to Brandon Lee. Great cheekbones. Obviously, very good at playing those kind of darker characters with that background. Boys, your thoughts. Let's start with Jay and move down to Graeme. Your thoughts on Bill being cast in this role as the new Crow, taking on the mantle, of course. I'm not ignoring the remakes. I'm not ignoring, Salvation, things like that. But let's focus on the original. Let's focus on the best, the iconic film with Brandon. I really feel
Brandon Lee, son of Bruce Lee, the late Brandon Lee, son of the late Bruce Lee. Bill definitely seems to have his fingers to quite a few horror pies nowadays. He does. Billy Skarsgård. I don't know, for the career.
Yeah.
For the career. I don't see Bill Skarsgård as being because what Brandon Lee did is he again, and my partner will have take issue with this. Probably he was a troubled guy. He was tender, he was violent, but he was also, deeply sorrowful and saddened and all this stuff. And Bill Skarsgård is this kind of weird, wacky, or he has been. Maybe we'll see a different side of his acting, but I've only seen him being like, "Hey Georgie, do you wanna come get a balloon?" and his eyes going in different directions and stuff. So I haven't seen him be tender and vulnerable as well as dark. He's got good cheekbones. Yes, he's weird, but is he just going to be a goofy version of the Crow and kind of ruin it, or is he going to be good? If I was going to cast it, I actually honestly don't know who I'd cast. I don't know who's goth enough these days.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's a great bit of casting, to be fair, and I think he has the acting.
It's going to be Skrillex.
That was an April Fool's that I fell for, wasn't it? I remember that.
Because you were like, yeah, Skrillex, that'd be amazing.
I was actually dead keen on Skrillex playing the Crow at some point, at one point in time. But I think it's a great bit of casting. I think he's got the acting chops. I think he's had other roles as well. I think he's got the look too. I'm quite excited about it. The only other guy I would have been very excited about, perhaps a little too excited about, is Jason Momoa, and we'll talk about the sort of dream casting later on. And what perhaps could have been with Jason. But Graeme, obviously, as someone who has watched many films and read many comic books, and obviously, has an idea about this character. I mean, we grew up in a culture that idolized that character as well, all of us.
Yeah,
what are your hopes for The Crow, this remake? And obviously, is there any pressure, do you think, on Bill? Do you think these are heavy shoes to fill? And do you think that an actor with this kind of reputation, someone that carried, I guess, the remake of it very well, do you think he's going to do okay here?
I think he's got the chops to do it, but I've got to be honest. I've not seen it. I've not seen Ghost in the Shell. I've not seen any of the films that any of these people have been in or done. I'm not as well versed at all these films as you think I am. I don't have time to watch films, unfortunately, so I would be very selective about what I do watch. I think from what I've seen, I think he could probably do it, but I don't know. I think a lot of the appeal to the original The Crow was the tragic.
I'm just pulling it up. The Crow.
The Crow. The Crow. Let's do a fan film of The Crow in Hull.
Crow.
A lot of the appeal.
Instead of rain, it would just be lots of snow.
It's The Crow.
The Crow in the snow. Anyway, go on, Graeme. Sorry.
Sorry, guys. I did say to somebody that I would purposely derail this whole conversation, so I'm doing my best. So can I just check that is the Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson?
Yes, it was directed by. I mean, we will move on. That is my next point. Is Rupert Sanders, who directed Ghost in the Shell, and he is to direct. The only thing I can find about Rupert Sanders is, apart from his movies that he directed Snow White and the Huntsman, Ghost in the Shell. He also had an affair with Kirsten Stewart from the Twilight saga, and is most known, if you Google him, for that. But obviously he has also directed it. I suppose it tells you about the reception that Ghost in the Shell received, and also Snow White and the Huntsman.
I'm sure you and I saw that at the cinema.
We did.
And so, I didn't think it was too bad. There was obviously a lot of thing about whitewashing the character, etc., etc. I'm not going to get into any of that sort of stuff. Stylistically, it looked amazing. So actually, and Snow White and the Huntsman is not a great film, but it looks great. So I think probably the director could make it look really good, because it's Alex Proyas, isn't it, who did the original Crow?
Yeah.
Who also did Dark City like a couple of years later.
Who I interviewed on the channel.
Did you? Oh wow! Can you Tom, link us that interview, because I actually want to see that. I still haven't seen that. I'm sure.
There you go. I got to speak to Alex Proyas a few months ago about that. So just a little cheap plug. I'll try and post.
You should have got him on the stream. What do you think about them remaking that film that you made?
He's talked about it many times. He's talked about it many times. He's not. I don't think he's a huge fan of it, but yeah. So obviously, Abby's made a couple of points here, and obviously we'll reflect back on Abby's comments through the stream.
About Iggy Pop, because Iggy Pop actually features in
one of the remakes.
The first sequel, the one by David S. Goyer.
Is it really? Yeah, there you go. He was the is it the Salvation one? Yeah, he was the antagonist, wasn't he? Yeah.
City of Angels was the
City of Angels. Iggy Pop was in the
City there you go.
I think. Yeah. David S.
Goyer. I'm gonna grab the thing and see if I can find some of these images that we're talking about, where he is very kind of sinewy.
Yes, yeah.
He's a very sinewy guy, is Eric Draven.
So we will come back to Rupert Sanders. For those that don't know, Abby's referenced him, but this is what he looks like. He looks like that. That is Rupert Sanders. For those that don't know, he obviously directed Ghost in the Shell, like we've said. Ghost in the Shell.
Yes.
Once again, appreciate you guys sticking with us through our Hull Crow phase that we're going through. Hull Crow.
Here we go. So there's one. So there's a bit of, he's very, toned Eric Draven there.
Yeah. What I'll do, he's very toned Eric Draven. Ooh, very nice.
What actor would look good? We're talking about Billy Scars.
We are. I'm just gonna.
What performances has he done where he's not been a weird, quirky, evil character with eyes that go in different directions? Because I only feel like I've seen him in It Part 1 and 2. I can't remember him for anything else, but I'm pretty sure he's been in something.
He's been in lots of different things. He's done I think Barbarian's coming up for him. He did the Eternals, obviously, with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I just want to highlight. Yeah, there's a new Netflix series is in called Clark, which is coming out. So a lot of stuff that's up and coming, obviously from
apparently
from Sweden as well.
Barbarian. John Wick 4.
Yeah. Abby just wants to dip in as well, so we'll have if Abby's still with us, I will drop you a little message so you can come and dip in with us and join us for a little bit.
He was a Moomin, apparently. He was a Moomin.
Was he a Moomin?
Moomins and the Winter something.
Moomins
and the Winter Wonderland.
Hang on, I'm not really down with the choice of director myself. Yeah, he gives me the ick. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate really that he will be sort of tarred with that brush. Sal is in. I love the original comic. There are more Crow comics, by the way. Yeah, some new ones are coming out and have been out over the last few years. I think there's a female Crow as well, which is lovely. There's lots of more ideas.
Who would you get to play female Crow really quickly?
I mean, that's a great question. That's a great question for the team actually as well.
For everybody.
Yeah, that's interesting. Who would you guys have as a female Crow? I think Scarlett Johansson could do a great job. Obviously, she was in Ghost in the Shell. Yeah. I mean, you could have. I mean,
they've got to be really goth, haven't they?
You could have Wednesday. Who was it? Who played Wednesday?
I knew you were going to say that.
She's really good. She was fantastic. I love that.
She's
series.
Brilliant in that show. She's brilliant.
Fantastic. Amazing stuff.
Anyway, she does that dance.
Gwendolyn Christie.
Adam's in as well. Gwendolyn Christie is the Crow. Oh, nice. Oh, hang on. Abby's here. Hang on. Everybody say, are you ready to come in, Abby? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, cool. All right.
Hello.
Welcome. How you doing?
Hi. Not too bad, darling. Not too bad.
Yeah,
yes, Gwendolyn Christie. Interesting choice. I can kind of see that.
Yeah, Gwendolyn Christie be good. Simon's in as well. It's Jenna Ortega. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That'd be pretty cool. Forgot her name, but she was in Underworld. That is.
Oh, what? Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale. Yeah, absolutely. Good shout. Good. So yeah, keep them coming. Female Crows. Yeah, we should have Crows of all.
We all know who I'm going to say. We all know who I'm going to say, but it won't ever happen.
Well,
Monica Bellucci in her prime. Oh, amazing.
There's loads of people I would want. Momoa would have absolutely been my favorite, but yeah, Monica Bellucci, I could see it. Yeah, absolutely. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep the guesses in the chat.
So everyone thinks Billy Scars is a good shout to play the character. I think I'm going to reserve judgment until I've seen him in it, because I've only seen him be weird. Like I'm googling him and I can't actually think of any. I don't think I've seen him in any films except for the Eternals, which was boring and I can't remember what happened.
Yeah,
it's a terrible film. He's in The Northman, which I really want to watch, and I haven't seen it yet, and I haven't seen him in anything, so I can't comment on whether he can do the moody, brooding sort of.
I mean, like Bill Skarsgård himself comes from a bit of an acting dynasty, doesn't he? Because his dad's an actor, and he has like 8 brothers or something, and most of them are actors. So.
Carrie-Anne Moss. As,
nice.
I think if we're talking Matrix era.
Yeah. Florence Pugh. Yeah, Florence Pugh as well.
I don't know.
She is, but she's again. They've got to be goth. We're looking for a goth actor.
You don't. Yeah, but you don't know. You don't have to. You don't have to. You can. General Ortega.
Who's the actor that's in? I haven't seen. I was going to say Game of Dragons. You know, the dragon.
Yeah. The dragon thing.
Yeah. The dragon thing. Yeah. The main actor from that.
The dragon thing.
I have no idea.
I can never remember the name.
It's okay.
They're blonde.
There's time to figure it out.
The
House of Dragons main actor, Dragon Queen.
I've not seen this. I
think the actor themselves is non-binary, so I'm just trying to like get the right pronouns. But like, you'll know them when you see them. It's like the main actor who's like the Dragon Queen. I've not seen it.
Emma Darcy.
Emma Darcy, yeah. No, I think it's Emma Darcy.
Considine.
Thank you.
Oh, I used to have such a crush on Paddy Considine. What a man.
Thank you all for your guesses. Yeah, we appreciate everybody's guesses and stuff. Thank you, and picks for crows of all shapes and sizes.
Reese fans as the crow.
Oh, there you go. Interesting.
Yeah, I think he'd do a good rendition. Like, obviously, I know they will bring this bad guy, Top Dollar. Like, imagine him taking over Michael Wincott's character as Top Dollar. I think he could bring something to that, but obviously, because that was more for the movie, because in the comic book he's a bit more of a throwaway character. But I think if they carried on with that kind of thing, that could work.
An incredible villain. He always plays incredible villains as well. I think that's a great shout.
Definitely.
Fairuza Balk, says Gemma. Absolutely.
I love Fairuza Balk.
You're a dream woman there, John. You're a dream woman.
Absolutely.
A friend of mine's met her several times, and it's
really wow.
So envious.
Can I meet your friend? These are the hands that have shaken hands with Fairuza Balk.
Oh God! Oh, Fairuza Balk.
Just give it what? Like me do it. I can't.
Yeah,
I'm a terrible liar.
Since we have you, Abby, it's lovely that you joined us. Obviously, there was a question that we did ask, and we didn't gloss over it, but there is that the thoughts on the director. Susie's obviously looked at it a little bit, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to plug yourself as well in a second. But first off, I will ask this question: Rupert Sanders in this, you said it gives you the ick in comment.
I didn't realize who he was until you guys and Susie made the point of that incident with is it Kirsten Stewart? I'm just like, oh, that is a bad power dynamic right there. That is not good for workplace.
Yeah, he is 51, isn't he?
I can't. I mean, like, I can't comment because I haven't seen the Ghost in the Shell live action movie. I just general live action remakes are a bit like. I mean, like, I can appreciate the practical effects that are in it by Weta Workshop. Absolutely, that stuff's amazing. But I just haven't watched it, so I can't really comment on most of his movies.
You've got the anime, the 1995 one, and then you've got Ghost in the Shell about here. I was expecting it to be down here, so I went in expecting the worst trash ever, and it slightly exceeded my expectations of it in the fact that it was quite stylistically, it looked good. It did look like it should look. It's just, what's the point in doing a remake? And this is a question I want to pose to everyone. Everyone keeps remaking well-known or cult at least properties. I would say, why not get something that bombed or didn't do well in the first place? A bit of a crap film. Remake that, and then you can make it better. Dom, you and I actually had this conversation. We used to be in a band, and we were talking about covering songs. And I said, well, you don't cover a good song. You don't go, oh, there's this song that I love, by Queen or Nine Inch Nails or whatever, and try because you're never going to live up to the expectation. Get a crap song or a song which is a bit cheesy and rubbish, you've got infinite possibility to make it really good. But people want to cash in. They want to make another Star Wars. They want to make it. They want to make Willow and not feature Willow. You know, we're in that kind of world. So
it's like all the controversy going around about that Velma cartoon at the moment. It's like they've used the name of something and it's just so far like extracted from the original thing. It's just like
Scooby-Doo's not even in it.
Just...
And what's the point?
Well, I think that was Warner Brothers say you can have everything else, but don't touch Scooby. He's for kids. Which I think is fair enough. I was
surprised recently to find out that a TV series, like a cartoon, started a few years ago, based on the Batmobile, and the Batmobile is the main character. Yeah, I know, right?
Never heard of that.
Like Kirby.
Me neither. It's the real thing.
Oh my god!
I think Warner Brothers, like with Velma and with Batmobile, the cartoon, and whatever else, I think they just seem to be milking whatever's popular. Batman's popular, Scooby-Doo's popular, and they're just, instead of coming up with something interesting and new, they're just seeing whatever they can pump through. I mean, to be fair, like Pennyworth is quite good, and I've not seen the new series yet. But
can I just say one of my wrestling friends was one of the actors in that.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
That was a joke of mine a few years ago. I was like, well, they keep milking these characters, so you watch pretty soon, lol, there'll be an Alfred prequel, lol, lol, because that'll be boring. And that's what happened.
On Teen Titans Go, there was a joke about how everyone was getting their own TV series or film or whatever, apart from Robin. And you know, they made this big joke about how Alfred was going to get his own TV show and Batmobile was going to get his own film. And then it's actually happened.
But the thing is, some of the Nightwing, just comics about Nightwing, are pretty bloody good.
Yeah.
I mean,
do a character that's actually good. The Crow is a good character, and like I was going to say before, it is a flawed film and it is a flawed graphic novel. Like, I want to get Graham's take on this, but I'm just going to quickly.
Oh, nice! Oh, wow, I love this. All those comics, Graham, and you couldn't even.
How many comics,
Graham?
Oh, this is.
You're not alphabetized, Graham.
I've got a lot more than this. I've got The Crow. Chris got me it. Chris got me it.
Oh, brilliant!
10 years ago. I can't find it. I thought I had it on a shelf.
Is it this version
over there? It's the exact same version. It's the paperback. You can get that in hardcover as well. I've got the paperback. It says the special edition on the front. I know exactly what it looks like. I know how thick it is because it's about that thick.
Yeah,
you had your measuring stick out earlier to measure how thick it was. So
I've still got it.
Oh wow!
There you go. There you go.
Moving swiftly on.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say is The Crow, again, beautifully illustrated and really poetic and really good. Not much substance to it though, and this is my comment. It is an incredible book, and it has a great history. And I will talk about the history of this book. It's actually really, really sad and brutal. It's kind of just. Guy comes back from the dead and then says something poetic, quotes Edgar Allan Poe or Shakespeare or someone like that, you know, goes, oh, tiger, tiger, burning bright, then kills someone. Bit of a flashback, meets someone else, quotes, kills them. Bit of a flashback. And then it just kind of ends. So, you know, it's beautiful to look at. It's atmospheric. It's brilliant. But I'm legitimately going to say the film elevates the comic book and makes it better. It gives the character more dimension, makes Eric Draven more sympathetic, and gives him a lot more humanity. And I think that's one of the good things about having, you know, Brandon Lee, who hadn't done that much before, had he? Just done a few action.
No, not that much.
He's not done much since either.
Hasn't done anything since, has he?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
That was 1993. Come on.
All right, we're taking Graham off for that. There you go. Off you put Graham now.
But I think they literally. The film is an atmospheric film. I have a list of films where it rains the whole way through. Seven is on there. Blade Runner's on there, and the Crew is on there. Just like it rains all the time, but it's an atmospheric film. The music's incredible. And Dom,
God, can
you
we
told me
just
to remind you about how
can
good
we
the
just
soundtrack is. The Cure, all sorts of good stuff. But
even the orchestral stuff is just absolutely
brilliant, isn't it?
signature.
But I think
so good.
it has a lot of atmosphere. It has a lot of depth. It has a lot of humanity to it. The film. Some people might disagree, but I'd actually say more so than the comic book. And I'd love to get other people's perspective, but this is what I think. So could you go back to the source material, because the film is very accurate to this. Could you make it better? Probably.
Like, if you were going to translate the comic book, like, quite literally, like, page for page, thing for thing, like, it would probably work better as, like, a series of shorts, maybe, to correspond with each thing. I think, like, visually, that would be pretty good, and people would appreciate that, but I think as a film, it maybe needs a little bit of fleshing out. Like how, say, they made Top Dollar more of a character, and they've added a bit more to the backstory, and, you know, they changed Shelley's character, like, from the comic, and added a bit more substance to that. But, like, I
think you could. And there's a few properties like that. I think Highlander is one of them. I know they are remaking it, but even a few years ago, I was like, you could totally remake Highlander and make it better. Like, it's a classic. It's brilliant.
I'm a big fan of the cheesy series. It was it was a staple in my house as a teenager. Had to watch it. It's so good.
You've got it. It's key cheese, isn't it, to enjoying a good night?
Exactly. It's comfortable. It's comfort cheese.
Comfort cheese.
Which, and we don't talk about cheese lightly around Dom, because he's not good.
The cheese wheel.
I'm afraid of cheese, Abby. I'll tell you that story at some point.
Oh, really? Okay.
I have a legitimate fear of cheese. Like,
but he's
serious.
okay with pizza, so he's not. It's fine.
Well, no, I'm not joking. I will tell you about this off stream. There's some serious cheese trauma. But while we do have you, obviously, you know, we've got a bunch more questions to ask of the guys, and then Graham's got a quiz. But Abby, it's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you.
You do some cracking Crow cosplay, but you're also a world-renowned caricature artist, known globally for your work. Tell us about who you are and kind of what you do, because you've been honing your craft and you know, being known, becoming known in that world for a long time, doing festivals, creating caricatures for some of the biggest names in heavy metal and beyond.
Yeah, so a little bit about me. I was educated in Hull at Hull College at the Hull School of Art and Design under the tutelage of Gareth Slightholme, great guy. Still follow his work to this day, outstanding. I have technically been sort of in the self-employed realms of business since 2014, 2015. It took a few years to get going, and it was like a case of working hard and networking and just like rolling with the right idea and having the right pair of eyeballs to see it at the right time. Like, as you say, with the heavy metal stuff, it was a case of I was sat in the pub one day with my boyfriend at the time, and we were just saying silly heavy metal parody names of stuff, and he was like, Ice Creaming for Vengeance, just draw Rob Halford with like as an ice cream vendor. And I was like, right, that's really funny. So the next day I get home, I draw the thing. I post it on Facebook, get a few laughs. A friend of mine, Beardy Dan, he says, why don't you post it in the, Bloodstock Festival forum group on Facebook? People find it funny there. I was like, okay, fair enough. I do that. A couple of hours later, I get a message from one of the festival organizers saying, we've seen your artwork. We think it's really cool. Would you like to draw each of the headliners so we can gift it to them on behalf of the festival this year? And that was when Judas Priest was headlining. So I had to sort of step away from my laptop for a second and go, like run around the house a bit and sit back down and go, oh yeah, no, I'd love to. That would be great. So that's been like a working relationship between me and them for the past few years. With me and Bloodstock Festival, and currently we're in the middle of releasing some bobbleheads featuring designs of the festival mascot that I contributed, so that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it's I think social media has definitely been a huge help with my sort of stuff, and like the biggest advice I give to any sort of young artist nowadays is, even if you have a stupid idea, just post it, because someone will get something from it, and you never know, it'll be the right kind of people to project your career a little bit, definitely. But it's been good. I have managed to make friends with some musicians I really admire. I've had some great opportunities, and it's just been absolutely great. Little teenage Abby buying Kerrang magazine would be over the moon right now.
Yeah, it's well deserved as well. Like, again, a lot of people I know, even in my extended social circle, some of the people we went on tour with, who live nowhere near Hull, knew who you were and know about your work. And again, word travels really fast. So
I'll never get used to it.
Yeah. We'll post a bunch of links to Abby's work in the comments and in the description to this video, so anybody coming back to this can check out Abby's work as well. But yeah, I mean, talking about how communities can be built. Obviously, that's what we're doing here. It's lovely to have people in, lovely to have people chatting. Thank you to those people that have engaged so far. There are a few more questions left before I leave us with Graham's quiz that we're going to do.
I'm terrible at quizzes. It's going to be
well, yeah, me too. I was super panicky. It's all up to Graham. I've left it all to Graham, but I think it'd be, Abby, you touched on it, the character of Shelley, and a really interesting casting for Shelley with FKA Twigs, a renowned kind of hip hop artist, alternative hip hop artist, who's done some incredible work nationally and internationally. For those that don't know, that is FKA Twigs. I know the work because I've kind of, like I say, I've seen some of the stuff soundtracking films. Again, alternative hip hop, R&B sort of stuff. Really cool. I've not seen Twigs in too many acting roles.
No, me neither.
I'll rephrase the question for those people that haven't seen the performer in loads of roles. What do you think the character Shelley needs if they're going to bring her back to the screen and going to, obviously, she was one of the Twigs was one of the first performers that they announced for this role, indicating to me that it's quite a big, there's going to be a big character role. It was Bill Skarsgård and FKA Twigs were the first announced. So what does Shelley need to showcase? What do we want from, and we'll start with Abby and then move around the room. What do you want to see from this character in this, in this reincarnation?
I mean, like, going back to the original movie adaptation and looking through the comic that I've got next to me, her character in the comic seems quite like I'm just trying to think of the words, like quite confident, upbeat, real sort of like zesty personality with a bit of gentleness thrown in. And I think like just from listening to is it FKA Twigs? I've only ever seen a name written down. Sort of seeing her music and her performances, I reckon she can definitely bring some of that to it. I think if they're going to flesh the character out a bit more, I get the sort of presumption in my head that they're going to show a lot more like flashback scenes that they've made for the film themselves, which will maybe show them meeting and like actually developing as a couple, as opposed to like just being like the established couple and you just assume like that's all well and good. It'd be good to see like maybe bring some of that in. But as a character, I think she'll be a pretty interesting role to it. I mean, like stylistically in the comic books, like her sort of face and hair sort of changes stylistically from page to page depending on when James O'Barr drew it. So I think they can have a good like mix of sequences in there. I think.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. What does everybody else think? I mean, because like I'm only sort of somewhat familiar with some of her music, so I haven't seen any of her acting roles yet.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I phrased the question the way I did. Jay, do you want to see a more prominent role for Shelley in this? And again, because of the reputation of the actor and the performer, it indicates to me that we are going to see much more of Shelley. I mean, I'm making an assumption. I'm aware, but we might see more of her.
Yeah, I would hope so. So, firstly, I have no idea who FKA Twigs is. Absolutely no idea.
Worth checking out the music.
Oh yeah, I'd say so.
Worth checking out the music.
So I can't possibly comment on whether they'll be good or not. But this is when I insert a little bit of history to this, which hopefully I'm not going to steal anything that Graham might say. But basically, when James O'Barr wrote this, he was going through a lot of like really bad depression and stuff. So there's on the DVD that I've got, there's an incredible documentary which is literally just an interview with him, and he's so introverted and shaky and
you can see how awkward he is, can't you? Like still to this day he has that vibe.
Exactly. And so what happened is he was he was seeing this girl, the love of his life. He was very young. He was maybe, I want to say,
yeah,
maybe
he was
like
teens,
12,
like late
teenage,
teens, early 20s, maybe.
late teens or something. And he was a miserable artist. I think he was suffering with like depression, anxiety, things like that, a few mental health issues. And he was seeing this girl who was, from what he said, the light of his life. She was the positivity and the happiness and the joy that balanced his darkness out. And she brought him up and his mood and made him like essentially all the happiness was from this girl. And then I think I want to say she died in a car accident. I might be wrong, but I think there was like
I think as the story goes, he mentions it in one of the interviews, like he didn't have his license at the time, or it was something to do with like he hadn't renewed something to do with his car, so he asked her if she could come pick him up, and then that's when I think she got sideswiped by a drunk driver. So like you can tell with a lot of the expression in the artwork in the comic, especially, that he's really like venting it out.
And he says so this for him it was the biggest just the biggest blow of his whole life, and he was still very young at that point. And there's a cat. Graham's got a cat. Oh
my god, which one is that?
That's Salem.
Salem.
Oh, that's a new one. I haven't met this one yet. Hello.
Just some green eyes in a shadow.
I've got a wireless keyboard under the desk for when I want to lean back and whatnot. And he keeps making the screen change. So I've just picked him up and he can sit up here for a little bit.
No. Oh, hi Salem. Welcome. Welcome to the chat.
What are your opinions?
I was talking about something really depressing, and then a cat appeared, so I was like, "Oh, cat!" So basically, the Crow was therapy. It was his version of therapy, because to him, it was the biggest blow of his whole life. He slipped into an incredibly deep depression. He was going through a hell of a lot, because not just the love of his life, but the person who was his only light in the darkness of his already quite miserable life was gone. So, and you can tell when you read this book, it is. Like, I'm not going to say it's self-indulgent in a negative way, but it's very self-indulgent, because it's all, it feels like a young person, a student or a teenager going through hell and drawing it out. And it feels passionate, it feels raw, it feels brutal. And the artwork, which is phenomenal, just all that pours through. So for me, who should Shelley be? And I don't feel that you get that in the film. I feel like in the film she's just in a couple of flashbacks, and you don't really know.
You can kind of get a taste of her personality, but you don't know like her as a person.
You don't meet her. So I would love to see James O'Barr's late girlfriend.
I mean, like if they could get some genuine input of that, like I think that could really be quite powerful.
But
I know he's been on
or not, but it has
that's
decades, but and I feel like with the graphic novel you get that catharsis. You feel like he's working through something, and it does feel, like I said, a little bit self-indulgent and a little bit sort of one note. It's just poetry, death, poetry, crying, and the,
darkness.
And the film is very, very much a product of its time as well. Like we were literally just in that room watching it, and it's so grungy, and it's like long hair and everything's in the rain.
I love it.
He's
me too, man.
And he's like, and it's like, God, this is so nice.
Dude, come on! Our entire lives, all of our lives, were directly impacted by that film.
I literally just bought a trench coat because I'm in a Crow phase right now.
I love the cosplay.
We got you a Crow cushion, didn't we, for Christmas?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I've got
I have a little desk Crow as well.
Yeah,
it was such a big part of my teenage life growing up, and into the soundtrack and everything's brilliant.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was a product at its time, and the question is, what will be the product of now? What will be 2023's version of that?
One thing I hope is that they don't like completely modernize it too much.
Yeah.
Like it's like you see like maybe a lot of films from back in the day that get modern remakes, and you have them in like, you know, modern context with like the internet and cell phones and all that kind of thing, and like it can take away some of the like impact of the story, I think, because of the immediacy of everything. So I think if they keep it in that kind of original time period.
Yeah.
One thing
because I just get this horrible vision in my head that there's going to be a scene where it's like a bunch of social media hashtags on screen and like posts like, oh my god, have you seen this guy? What the fuck? Hashtag, and then news reports and all that kind of shit.
They're TikToking the murders and then.
I think one of the things that bugs me a lot about films and TV shows that come out nowadays is when they try to modernize it, they use a lot of product placement and
that's not what it was about.
Special devices and you watch there was a lot of DC stuff that came out about 10 years ago, and it was all Nokia. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it dates it. It will.
Yeah, exactly. It really badly dates it. And I think
it's like the original movie itself in the comic. It has that. It has that film noir vibe, but at the same time, it's timeless.
It's very. I'd say it's similar to Dark City. Obviously the same director, but in the way that it's out of time, it is its own work. They don't actually say what town it is, what city it is. There's everything, and I also love how practical the effects are. Like, I just need to, as a filmmaker,
God, I love practical effects.
To myself, I need to throw out the fact that you've got these lovely sweeping shots of the crow going over the city, and it's all miniatures, and it's so well done that if you're just watching it, you don't notice that they're brilliantly well sculpted miniatures, but it helps build up this trashy, dark, grungy as hell world. And should they change that? I don't think they should, because I still think you've got the source material here. You can build on that. You could change a lot of stuff. You can do what you want to add to it, but you can't take away from the fact that it's gothy. There's gravestones. There's poetry. There's horses. There's Iggy Pop vibes.
Dingy atmosphere.
Look at that. It's noir. It's well lit, and I think that Alex Proyas did a brilliant job of replicating that, but on screen. Exactly. So you have to stylize it. Whatever it is, it has to have a atmosphere and style.
Yeah.
I would like to see it be completely black and white, and I would like to see a bit more diversity in it, because it is 2023.
I think that diversity is important. Like Susie says, I think goth is definitely having a resurgence. Everything's come back around. Grunge is back. Goth is back. I love it.
Totally here for it.
We're all here for it. We're all here for it. Absolutely. So just quickly, then, guys, going round, like I say, a couple more questions, and then we'll wind it up. But again, how close do you want it to be to that source material? You mentioned obviously there not having. You don't want TikToks. You don't want hashtags. Do we bring any obviously more diversity?
That's that doesn't particularly date it either way, I think. But I think it's just like the modern devices side of it that I think will make it feel cheap. But like if the actor's good enough for the role, they're good enough to the role. It's like I think it's like in the original comic, it's got quite a mix anyway. So.
It's about the story. Like I said, the graphic novel is light on story, but you can pad it out as long as they pad it out in a way which feels natural, like the original film did, instead of we'll crowbar this in or we'll just give this person an entire backstory that derails it for another half an hour. You can do that, and that's fine. You want to feel like you care about Eric, and you need to know his pain. You need to feel that with with his. They're not married, are they? Were they getting married the night that they
they're getting married. They were engaged. It was like an engagement thing.
So I feel like you could definitely pad out those characters, make them more likable, see that you feel that loss, I think. But it has to be miserable. It has to be moody. You can't just have a happy ending. It has to be goth and pathos.
It has to be something.
It has to be that. Or else it's not
pro, is it? I better get the Cure for at least one song on the soundtrack.
Oh yeah. I mean,
that's another question.
The soundtrack's vitally important. They can't put that.
What songs would you put on it now?
It wasn't a question I was going to ask, but what do we, do we want the same bands? Do we want the same? Because that soundtrack is.
I think the same vibe.
Think about this.
I mean, like, can I just say one of my favorite movie soundtracks of all time is the soundtrack to Queen of the Damned. Whether you think the movie's any good or not, but the soundtrack.
The movie is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
It's literally garbage. But I like the fact that I can enjoy that movie like separately from Anne Rice stuff, because I saw that before I even knew what Anne Rice work was. I saw that like first of all, but so I can't really ever comment on something being a good or a bad adaptation, or anything, or being accurate, because I enjoy that movie. So...
It's got a good soundtrack. Like
it's fine.
I was watching Little Nicky last night. Don rang me. I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm watching Little Nicky." The first thing you said was, it's got a banging soundtrack, mate. And my girlfriend
does have a great soundtrack.
Yeah,
it's such a good soundtrack.
The film is trash, though. It's not a good film, but then
a good soundtrack can elevate a bad film.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Spawn.
See, this is very true. So
Spawn is the perfect example of that. I love Spawn because of the soundtrack.
I mean, again, as a filmmaker, I will
the Mortal
say,
Kombat movie. That's a
Mortal
Kombat.
Amazing. A good soundtrack does not a good film make, but it can really elevate it.
It helps.
And I think it adds to the atmosphere. I think what they did with the soundtrack in the 90s Crow film really helps make it a really good film. It gives it that kind of... I guess it does anchor it in that time, because it is a 90s film. It is a very goth film, and there's those scenes where just bands being grungy and you listen to grungy music, but they're also like... I was having a conversation earlier about The Cure. They are still one of the best bands ever. They've consistently, for 40 years, been brilliant. They've not had their moment and they've got crapper, but they're still releasing rubbish albums.
They've just been
consistently.
I mean, like, I think, like, if I could pick any band to just have a song featured on the new soundtrack, I think just going along the goth lines, but not necessarily being The Cure. Like, if you got a band like, I don't know, Killing Joke on there, I think that could benefit it quite well.
Killing Joke could be good. Susie's got a great... Nova Twins are fantastic, so I just want to acknowledge Susie's comment. That'd be wonderful injection. Nine Inch Nails, including Nine Inch Nails again, would be...
I mean, come on.
I mean, Nin. They could do...
Bit of typo.
Bit of typo, Henry put Henry Rollins back in there as well, There's loads of Ministry too. There's loads of bands that they could, St. Vincent for new artists that they could bring in. Nice mix of both.
Are there any new artists, Dom? Because you're very au fait on what's hip and happening.
Yeah, I'm a lot of my tastes are very abstract.
Don't put the pressure on me, man.
No, because I said
Mr. Music Man.
You were like, let's talk about the music, Jay. And I was like, I'm living in the 80s, mate. I'm still back there. Like, you're the one who actually reviews bands and knows what's going on. So I think this is definitely Dom's time to... I would trust your judgment.
I would mix it up, I'd mix up the older bands. I'd have the Cure, I'd have Nin in there. I'd have a band like Nova Twins. I'd have a band like Code Orange, because they do amazing work on the sort of metal scene, but they're crossing over a little bit. There's so many bands you could do. So I'd like a healthy mix of multiple bands. There's a great grunge band from the UK called Sick Joy that I've just seen soundtracked on. I heard they were on Doom Patrol. I watched Doom Patrol's new series, and they're a really cool grunge band from the UK. I'd love to see them do something for the Crow. So shout out to Sick Joy. There's bands from Hull I think could do really. There's a band called Life from Hull that I think could do really well on the soundtrack. They have that sort of post-punk, darker, edgier post-punk vibe, So there's lots of really cool bands that I think could go well. But if I had to write a feature about it, in fact, that's a good idea. I'm going to write a feature.
There you go. See, there you go. There we go.
You have to do a Twitter poll and get people to put things in.
I might just throw up a status on Facebook tomorrow and just ask people, like, new Crow film, what would you pick for the soundtrack?
That's a really good idea.
You can roll it together.
Yeah. And I think that'd be really, really good, because you, like I said, it sets the tone for the movie. So you have to have a mix of heavy stuff, fast stuff, but then mellow stuff or atmospheric things. You need to have something that's going to give that vibe of The Crow.
Yeah. So,
it's about vibe. It's not just going, I like this song. It's about vibe.
Churches, excellent, Susie.
Churches,
fantastic. Yeah, guys, please we're gonna stick around for another 10-15, and so please get your comments in if you've got any other bands that you think would be great for this. For this film, there's a slightly humorous question before we round up and ask you guys, will it actually be any good? But this one, should it have been Jason Momoa?
No.
Jason,
I think
I really like his screen test. I really liked his screen test. You know, that 2 seconds where it's just him sort of turning, like leaning against a lamppost or something. I think that looked really good. But he just doesn't.
Who wouldn't like that though? He's a sultry guy, but
I'm sure
he
is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good looking dude.
He's a beautiful
it's like
man.
some of the other. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say he to me doesn't. He's not Eric Draven though. He's
not to me.
Not sulky enough. He's too big. He's not skinny.
Yeah,
and
he's too hench. Yeah, he needs to be a bit more live.
He's not windy and everything's awful. You know, you've got to be a self-indulgent goth to do the role.
That's exactly it. I mean, like
yeah.
I was just going to say some of the other choices that we've seen that were thrown up amidst like them picking someone, because I saw Channing Tatum was chosen at one point, and granted he does not scream crow to me, but he has the dance background that could feed into it well. But Michael Fassbender at one point, Luke Evans at one point.
Luke Evans,
personally for me, too old. He's not an old man at all, but he's like not in the age range of Eric Draven for me. Because to me, like Eric's like at least sort of 20s, 30s, maybe.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Fassbender's an incredible actor, but
he's
not
love Fassbender.
He's not the Crow. They've got to have that look, and I think maybe out of everyone that they mentioned, I think probably Bill Skarsgård does have the right look.
Because I know at one point it was one of the actors from Boardwalk Empire was in the running, because I remember seeing an interview with James O'Barr at one of the Comic-Cons like a couple of years ago now, where he was mentioning this. I can't remember the actor's name, but it was one of the actors from Boardwalk Empire, and I was like,
Steve Buscemi.
Huh?
Steve.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! I would watch the hell out of that. Hell yes! Take my money. Oh my god! I'm gonna have to draw that now. I'm gonna have to draw Steve Buscemi.
Oh my god!
Right? Okay, that's my homework.
I will pay for that commission.
All right, we'll talk. We'll talk after this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I want that for my wall.
How do you do, fellow crows?
Just can't win all the time.
Looks fine to me.
Amazing. How do you do, fellow crows? Awesome. Love it. Love that. So is the general consensus then, obviously in the comments Susie's made some points, that it shouldn't have been Momoa, and we are going to give it to Skarsgård for the cheekbones and the general emotion.
Disagree. I think Momoa would have been really good, and I don't think it'd have been very accurate, and I don't think he'd be gothic enough. I think that he'd draw the money in. I think he'd draw the crowd in.
Oh yeah, he'd be a draw.
Yeah, big time. And I think it would be different enough to make it
its own thing separate from
So it's different, so you can enjoy both without it being a replacement. Because I think that's what the big worry is with the remake. You know, a lot of people reject.
Are they going to go blow for blow with the?
Yeah, you look at Ghostbusters. The all-female cast of Ghostbusters, a lot of people rejected it without even seeing it because it's replacing the original. You do Afterlife, it embraces the original, it exists alongside the original.
That's exactly it. That's why it's like Afterlife is substantially, better than the female one, in my opinion.
And I think if you had Momoa playing Draven, I think it would be different enough to be separate. Does that make sense?
Yes, but can I just add that talking about Ghostbusters, Ernie Hudson has to.
Oh God, yes, he's the best character. Like aside from, what? No, Ernie Hudson's in The Crow.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But he's not aged. A bit, is he?
He's not aged at all. At all.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Man's got elixir of life, and we need to
reprise that character. It's been brilliant if he did. Like, I love that.
Oh my God, could you imagine if they got him back?
Now that
like even as a cameo, that would be so good. Oh my God, I hope
Ernie Hudson needs to be in more films. He's not in enough movies.
Oh, he's such a definitely.
But yeah, the only thing I was going to say on what you said, Graham, is goths don't care about the draw and how many people come and see the film, or
they want the ambience and the synths
and the synths and grunge. In fact, if anything, we don't want people to come watch this movie, so we can say it's our niche. Like, do you remember when Nightmare Before Christmas was like a goth thing that no one saw, and then Disney bought it and now it's everywhere? Miss those days.
I'm not a fan. It's very overdone.
I agree. I like the idea of what you said, Graeme, about doing something. If you're going to do it so differently, not so differently that it's offensive or it's going to piss people off, but do it so it's its own thing. If you think about Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep versus Blade Runner, they're different enough from the source material that they are their own thing.
Yeah.
And I think, you could remake. I think you could remake The Crow and remake it better. And I think you could make it its own thing. Will they remake it better? No, I think they'll just beat for beat remake that and add some backstory and maybe update it. But I don't think it'll be good because I have very little hope for the world and I'm a cynical goth.
Yeah. I mean, like, if any other sort of live action remakes or remakes of all properties is anything to go by, I have to say I don't have much faith in it being spectacular.
Yeah,
but it might be fine.
Does it have a release date yet?
No, we're getting.
I mean, they are filming it at the moment. I know that.
They're filming it now.
Yeah, they've started.
Yeah.
I think in Russia.
In Hull.
And
in Russia.
Yeah, there's
filming it in not Hungary. It's one of the Eastern European countries, isn't it? Yeah,
they've got a few options. I think again in Eastern Europe where they're filming now. So
I think for the architecture's sake, I think that's probably giving me some hope.
Yeah, I think from an aesthetic point of view, I have every faith that it'll be great. Obviously,
great, but like Spawn.
It's going to be gorgeous. I can.
Yeah, Spawn looks like the comics. It's actually a really literal interpretation. It was just a trash movie that made no sense, and it was awful, and the effects were terrible.
Yeah,
but it's also, I think, also talking about the director who has done bad things, but he's not the worst. He's not the director who's done the worst things because
he's not done the worst things.
Yeah, that guy. What's the guy? He did Jeepers Creepers, and he was a baddie, wasn't he?
Oh,
at least it's not him.
Yeah, no, I think that's the guy that was spoken about in the documentary I watched, Open Secret. Don't watch it if you don't want to be emotionally devastated for the rest of your life. It is
not right now.
Let's move. I've only just researched about this guy, so let's move on from that.
Brian Singer doing nowadays?
About the fact that this is the director, and we can't change it, and they're doing the film that we can't change. Them doing the thing. They're doing the thing. Are they good with actors? Because that's another thing. I reckon he'll do a good aesthetic. The aesthetic will look great. I trust that it will. The effects, models, lighting, you can do it. They did it on the micro budget that they made The Crow with back in the 90s. It was a low budget film and it looked great. Will it look good? Yeah. Will he be good with the actors? Will he understand the source material? Will he, will he bring out the right performances? I don't know. And for me, that's what it's about. It's about story and nailing that element of it and getting the characters right.
Yeah. And like I say, I think so. If we had to summarize, for me, it's the aesthetics. I think the aesthetics is going to be fantastic. Casting and direction, I think there's going to be some questions. But let's summarize, guys, quickly. Then there is a poll as well, guys. I believe it's 50-50 for people that think it's going to be good and people that think it's not going to be good. So you've got a couple more minutes where we do Graham's quiz for you to vote on that.
Where's the poll on? Is that
it's on YouTube. We've got a poll on YouTube right now.
Is that one of those YouTubes or one of those Twitches that I've heard so much about?
It's a YouTube poll. But quickly, guys, so again, to summarize, so is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Yes or no? Pressure's on. Let's go. Start with Abby and move around.
It's not going to be great. So I guess that falls into the bad category, but we may be surprised. Who knows?
Okay, Graeme?
I think... I don't know. I think it's probably going to be all right.
To say. We need a trailer.
It's probably going to be really unpopular, or it's going to be good. And
a grower.
I don't know. I think it could go either way. I don't think it's going to be good and popular. I think it'll be one or the other.
Okay. So cult.
I agree with Graeme. I think you don't get good and popular these days. You get good and cult, which is what The Crow was originally.
That's exactly it.
Or you get crap and it ticks all the boxes. and people go and see it and they pay their money and they get a sequel or an expanded universe or whatever. Because I'd love to have an Ernie Hudson movie or a series.
What? Just about the cop? Like, fuck yeah, I would watch the hell out of that. Just him bumping into a bunch of supernatural characters, like, oh no, this shit again. That would be great.
Because I isn't the guy who played the Candyman, I can't remember his name. He's also in The Crow, like briefly.
Yes. Why is his name gone completely out of my head?
Candyman.
It's escaping me.
Candyman.
Don't do it! 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 I'm superstitious. Don't do it.
Wait, it's coming. Tony Todd. That's it.
Tony Todd. There we go.
Tony Todd.
Tony Todd.
You could have Ernie Hudson bumping into the Candyman and Beetlejuice and the Cenobites.
Oh my god!
He's just a cop who.
I'm here for it. I am so here for this. I might just make this.
Let's write that. Let's make it happen.
Right, okay.
There's another
copyright.
Yeah.
Will it be any good? I want it to be good. I think they can.
Yeah, we want it to be.
You can improve the original film massively because it is not the best film ever. We love it because we're nostalgic about it and it looks incredible and the soundtrack's incredible. But you can improve that film, definitely. You can.
Is it going to have that iconic status that like the original movie had for us, but for like the modern audience?
I don't know. It already exists, so why not just make something new instead of revamping an old property?
Yeah,
I think part of the appeal with the original is the tragic, tragicness around the film.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons.
Yeah, I think, I got this when The Dark Knight came out. I honestly, and this is when I get a lot of hate mail. Dark Knight is a brilliant film, but I think that the tragedy of Heath Ledger definitely helped the marketing and the people going to see this film because yes, it was a phenomenal performance. Yes, it is an incredible film.
Iconic.
But I think more people saw it because they went, "Wow, I want to see this movie now." And I think the fact that they actually did quite well finishing off The Crow with a stand-in. There's a few scenes where he's just playing a guitar. It's just you just see someone lighting.
They just sort of superimpose his face very slightly, but it is pretty seamless, so you cannot.
Yeah, it's pretty seamless.
Really tell.
They got most of it filmed, especially the end bits, which were necessary. But yeah, you can't tell if you just watch it. But when you know that they're just covering up some scenes. So I think Brandon Lee's death was a big part of why it was popular. But yeah, could it be better? Yeah. Could you improve on the source material? Definitely. Will they? No, because this is Hollywood we're talking about. This is modern movies we're talking about. And I have no faith for these kind of things. So I think it's probably going to be bad, but I would love to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a really good way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the general consensus. I feel the same way. Interesting comment from Reverends that I'd like to address. Music will be such a big part of this as it was in the original. We've talked about some of our favorite artists or some artists that we'd like to be put in there. But the contemporary chart music is so far off what we remember trap metal would make sense. Now, I can see it. Again, I'm so rooted in grunge and goth that makes me cringe a little bit. But Reverends, you make a good point. Trap metal would make sense, I guess, in this context, in a modern context. Yeah, I can maybe get Skrillex in the new Crow movie. Before you came on, Abby, we were talking. I don't know if you were here, but I actually fell for an April Fool's saying that Skrillex was going to play.
Oh yeah, no, I was here for that bit.
Yeah, I was super excited about it. I posted it all over Facebook before I realised, and everybody lolled at me. Yes, it was.
Anymore?
What?
Is Skrillex a thing anymore?
Oh yeah,
he's just changed his look recently, and he looks like this. Everyone's making jokes about his new look because he's trying to look like a club bouncer hard man. He's like he. We've made some very uncouth jokes about how he looks. Like not to be like mean and ad hominem or anything, but just. He looks like he'd be in a takeaway and call you big man while he gives you his, the kebab over the counter or something. Yeah, it's a look, right? He does not look like Skrillex anymore.
He's gone full dude bro.
He's gone hench.
That's it, dude bro. That's the best way of putting it. Yes.
Yeah.
He's dude
broed up.
He
looks nothing like Skrillex.
He looks nothing like him.
This is way. You know how Craig David kind of henched up and became like this massive Craig David. It's way like
this massive abstract concept of a Craig David. Yes.
Yeah, Craig. Yeah, no, he broed it, and this is different, and I don't like it.
It's,
Is he still making music though? Is he still?
Yeah, he's still doing. Yeah, he's got two new tracks out.
Okay.
So all power to Skrillex. Dude's growing it
good
up.
for him, I guess.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah, dubstep was very 10 years ago.
Good job.
I'm convinced that the reason I mentioned Skrillex, Reverend, that wasn't out of disrespect, but I believe Skrillex could do some banging trap metal tunes. I know he's known for his dubstep, but I think he has the skills.
Oh yeah, no, I mean,
of course, he was from first to last before. He was in from first to last before.
And he did that remix track of The Doors at one point. I know
yeah,
that
he's
much.
done so much. He's done so. Obviously, he's got quite a big metal pedigree. Has Skrillex. So it wasn't me dismissing your comment there. Susie, really interesting comment here. I think Lee's also forced the film to be more stylistic, which works in the film's favor.
Definitely.
Yeah. There's definitely a law.
I love how the film plays with light and shadow. It's
it's absolute homage to the comics, but it works.
Point of view, it's really good. Like it made it look more like the comic, which is not quite Sin City, but harsh light, harsh dark shadows. A lot of black, a lot of. I would love to, as a random tangent, to have the entire film in black and white, but the flashback scenes in color.
Like a soft grade color.
Yeah, like sort of soft grade, because that represents the light part of, his light, and then now he's just all black and white, grainy.
Why are you directing?
I would love to
exactly. Get this fella on board, guys. Come on. Well, I think that also goes back to like the flashback sequence in the comics are done in a different art style. They're done in like softer pencil and lighter sort of.
Yeah, this is what I mean.
So like there's a big contrast between that. So I think that would be great.
That is, for example, it's a different art style. It's very beautiful. It's very differently done. And then you turn the page and you go to these really harsh,
gritty pen and ink lines with the half-tone shading and just
So I could do a really good Crow film.
We'll make our own Crow movie.
Yeah, well, actually, there is, and I do want to shout out because they did get in touch with me. There is a remake a fan film that came out year or last year. That's done very, very well on YouTube. It was put out for free on YouTube.
I've never seen that.
It's just called Crow. It's the official fan film. It's had lots and lots of views. It's big. It's very, very credible. I'll just give me a sec. I'll put it in the comments for you guys.
Okay.
Really, really cool. They got in touch with me. They're really nice people. They did some incredible work on it. So there you go.
Look, I'm a good boy. I haven't done naughty things with anyone
except me.
Except for you, and you wanted it. So yeah.
I did. On that note,
every day.
Yeah, every day, all day. On that note, guys, thank you so much for taking the time out to chat tonight. Graham, you had a 10-minute quiz, and I'm very keen to get that because you have prepared it. We'll stay on for your quiz. I'm terrible at quizzes. Abby is terrible at quizzes. Jay will probably love it, but we will.
He's probably going to win.
We will do this quiz, and then we will get on out of here. Obviously, if you have enjoyed this while you've been with us, or you come to this afterwards, it's a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much for engaging. Please do, drop a comment and stuff, and let us know what you think, and we'll probably do some content around playlists and things like that going forward. And Abby's going to do a Steve Buscemi Crow.
I will make this happen, guys. I will make this happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Graham, the pressure is on you, mate. Go on, take it away. What's this quiz? Let's go.
Hang on. Hang on. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to share my screen. How do I do it?
Oh dear, we didn't prepare for this.
Oh no, this is too advanced.
I'm trying to press share.
We have me not being able to get in for 10 minutes.
So you've got your present button. You've got your present button at the bottom there, and there's a slide option.
Share screen. Share screen.
And then dear.
Entire screen, and then it'll say share, but it won't let me click it.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll have to move the. We'll have to move the quiz to an alternative date because we didn't pre-plan this. What are you doing, man? We're live, pal.
I can do it without the screen, but it just won't be as good.
I'm sure.
Can we edit it in post?
We can edit it in. Yeah, we can.
We'll edit it in post. Be sure. This quiz would have been exceptional, guys. We will.
But he did a fantastic slideshow. We'll just use our imaginations.
Can you send the quiz? Because it looks like I can share the screen. Is it something you could email or send really quickly now?
That's what someone who cheats would say.
That would mean you're having to ask the question, though. Oh, no, I'm saying that. No, you wouldn't have to do that, I don't think. Hang on. Can I send it to your message?
It'll be worth the laugh, I'm sure.
Abby's like, I only wanted to come for 5 minutes. It's been like an hour and 20. What the hell, guys?
I'm out of hot chocolate.
You're out of hot chocolate. Honestly, we will. Like, do you want? If you can get it to Jay in the next few minutes, we'll do it.
I've just sent it.
You've sent it, right? The pressure's on Jay now, and Jay was like, Jay couldn't get his webcam to work at the beginning.
Yeah, I like I said, I do.
And I forgot what day of the week.
Oh, what app is this in?
PowerPoint.
I don't have. Who has PowerPoint?
Who uses PowerPoint anymore?
Anyone who uses slideshow use PowerPoint. What?
Right, we'll do a special live stream where we actually figure this out.
That ain't working, man.
Graham's got a quiz. Oh, he'll have it all sorted out. It'll be great. Yeah, no worries. Let's do it. And then he's like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's all good. It's all good.
Can we do it without the slideshow? And I'll just read it out to you.
You want to read it?
Oh, yeah. Fuck it. Let's go.
You sent me a thing, but I'm not looking at it. I'm not looking at the answers.
Yeah, don't look at it. Not that you can.
Don't.
DIY.
No.
Let's go. Quiz.
Right. Basically, I have a list of bad reviews on Amazon.
Okay.
And you have to guess the film.
I love guess the bad reviews. Great.
Oh, yes. Let's go.
Right. So, number 1. 1 out of 5 stars. Thought it was a baseball movie.
Basketball.
Spaceballs.
Nope.
Do we get any other context here?
Nope.
Do we have are these recent reviews or are these just bad reviews?
This was March the 10th, 2018.
I was going to say The Crow.
Every answer's The Crow.
Every answer's The Crow.
Thought it was a baseball movie.
Moneyball is all I could think of because that is a baseball movie.
Not a clue.
Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect. Nice. Yeah.
Never seen it.
So no points for anyone there. Okay, we all screwed that one up.
Right. I'm beginning to think he's just a bad parent.
Taken, probably Taken 5. One of the Takens, probably.
Is it one of the Takens?
Or one of the Taken 3.
Jay, you can have that point.
Oh, Liam Neeson.
You can all have that.
Yeah.
Yay!
I found out only over Christmas that there are 6 Home Alone movies, and I thought, at what point does...
I can remember seeing the third one a lot as a kid because we had the VHS, but I didn't know there were like any more than that.
Have you seen? I know we're going off on a tangent, but have you seen the advert for Google Nest that Macaulay Culkin did in the style of Home Alone? Because that was great. Yeah. That's a better film than like the 3rd, 4th, and 5th combined. Anyway.
At what point do social services get involved? Is what I'm saying. Like, how many times do you leave your kid home alone?
Yeah. Did anybody hear about that? There was a conspiracy, or not a conspiracy theory. There was a weird theory that's how the Home Alone and Saw were connected, and like Macaulay Culkin,
and people wondering what does his dad actually do for work to have a house that big with that many people in it, in like that area.
Crazy stuff. Right, this review
got pillars out the front.
It's in America. It probably cost a $5.
Yeah. Right, this review has a title, and the title is Fish Porn. Right?
Fish porn.
Oh! Can I?
Hold it. If you enjoy watching a completely nude woman masturbating in a bathtub and then having sex with a fish creature, you will really enjoy it. If not, do something else. Fish porn.
Abby's got it. One.
It's Shape of Water.
Abby's correct.
It's the bit where she's doing sign language.
I was going to go Shape of Water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're too late.
She spends a lot in that bath, doesn't she? She spends a lot of time working in that bath.
Right.
That was a weird film. That was a weird film.
Next one. Why is he wearing jeans in the ocean? Double question mark.
Aquaman?
Aquaman, correct.
Because he's Jason Momoa, bitches. He can do
They're
what
not
he
going to
wants.
come off. That's not what the people want.
Right. Next one. The title. There are no magicians in this movie. 1 out of 5 stars. I don't mean to give any spoilers away, but there are no magicians in this movie. Don't let the title fool you.
The Prestige.
Nope.
That's a fucking...
Magic
That's a
Mike.
movie where it's completely different from the book. Yeah,
Magic Mike. I think
Magic Mike. Who said that first?
That's me.
Is that? Did Abby get that?
No, he got that. He got that
Was
one.
it not?
Jay, did you get it? All right, Jay, you're winning.
Jay got that one.
Jay and Abby are drawing. No, you're all drawing.
No, I'm not. I know. I'm only.
No, I'm not. It's my night off.
I've only
You
got
all-
one.
You all got the first one, and then you got Aquaman, Dom.
Oh, I did. Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay. We're all good. Right, okay.
Title. Where are the bees?
The B movie.
1 out of 5 stars. Not about bees.
There's a film called Aquila and Bee, which I haven't seen. That's supposed to be really lovely. There's Bee movie, which is definitely about bees.
Bees.
Yeah, I was
She wanna do stuff to the bee.
And then there's the Wicker Man remake,
No.
which definitely has bees, and it shouldn't.
That's definitely got bees in it.
Not another
Adam,
bee.
Adam
got-
got a good guess. Not another B movie from Adam.
No.
You know. Sorry, dude. Nice to see you, by the way.
Do we give up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Susie knows. Hang on. Go on. Susie, can you get your comment in quick enough? The pressure's on. 5, 4, 3, 2. No, we're out.
Bumblebee.
Oh, yeah.
Transformer and the thing.
The fact
Plus,
that I actually made the mistake of watching The Last Night in cinema with an ex-boyfriend, and I thought that movie felt like it was 5 hours long.
Oh, God,
Why did I even watch this? Oh, God,
that
it
was, I think, the worst one. Is The Last Night.
It was so like
so bad.
Good
Plus,
guess.
Anthony
I
Hopkins. You're
like
better than this.
Is Anthony Hopkins in it?
Everyone's in it. Anthony Hopkins.
I've
is
not
in
seen
it.
it. I don't know.
Good,
It's
don't.
not good. Don't watch it. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's
Right.
a Michael Bay movie. Why would you watch it?
Oh, yeah, well,
Yeah. Explosions. Right, next film.
Michael
star.
Bay movie.
Tits and explosions and guns and the army.
1 star. There are no wolves in this movie.
There's a lot of films with the word wolf. The Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Hey, well done.
Shit, no.
Oh, nice one. Nice one.
1 star. All capitals. Where is Chewbacca?
It's got to be a Star
I
Wars.
completely tuned out from all
Yeah.
of these movies. So
Yeah.
let you guys take
Okay,
this one.
so he's.
I'm not a
he's
Star
in-
Wars fan.
He's in all 6 of the ones. He's not in the prequels, but no, he's in the last one. He's in the Revenge of the Sith. He's in Solo, but he's not in Rogue One. But why would he be in Rogue One? So I'm going to say Rogue One, but there's no reason why I would.
2018's Free Solo.
That sounds like a porn.
I've never even heard of that.
The pun
Yeah,
now, okay.
That sounded like a porn to me.
Yeah.
Not
Right,
all
so-
toys are nice. While I would
What?
like to believe all toys are sweet and innocent, as in this movie, I know for a fact they are not.
Child's Play.
Nope.
Toy Story 3, which
Story
is just
3?
harrowing.
Worse.
Toy Story 4.
Everyone.
Nope.
Toy Story
4, 2,
Nope.
1.
Toy Story 1. There
Does
you go.
that does that count? I got that. I mean, I did say a lot of wrong answers first.
So,
It's fine.
what's the scores? Abby's on 3, Jay's on 3, I'm on 2, right?
Yeah, that's
Something like
correct. Yep. Right. Title. I'm mad at my boyfriend for making me watch this. 1 out of 5 stars. I might leave him.
Any of the Fast and Furious? Any of the Fast and Furious films?
No.
Oh. Can it be the same? Because I said the same. I said the same thing to my ex at the time. It was the movie Predators. Predator, the Predator, the Predator. What a terrible, like, unnecessary movie.
I remember you sent me a barrage of messages about that film.
I did. I blew up Graham's phone. I was so livid.
Debbie does Dallas. Thanks, Sam.
So, The Holiday, because I really hate that movie.
Love Actually.
No.
Love Actually, the worst film ever made. Go on, is it Love Actually?
No.
Little
Do we
Nicky.
give up?
No, not yet.
No.
Spawn. Batman and Robin. That's terrible.
No.
The
It's
Irishman.
Batman and Robin.
No, that's actually quite good.
Well,
I'm just trying to think long movies. I don't know.
Is it Transformers Last Night?
No.
It's Transformers the Last Night.
It should be, but it's not.
It should be, but it's not. Damn shame.
What? Okay, help us out. What genre of film is it? Come on.
It is. It's terrible.
Is it The Room?
The Human Centipede.
No.
Oh!
It is the sequel to an already crap franchise.
The Human
of
Centipede
a
2.
film. It's what?
The Human Centipede 2.
No.
Great.
It's
One
suitable
of
for
the
children, I think. I've not seen it, so I don't know. But I've seen the
Is it
first one.
any
and
of the
it's terrible.
Cars movies?
There's so many bad films. Is it Teeth was brilliant, by the way. I love Teeth.
It gave that. Yeah,
Hobbs
that
and
was
Shaw.
harrowing.
No.
What?
Do we give up?
Which film's
Yeah.
that? Sorry.
Hobbs and Shaw. Or,
Hobbs and Shaw. That's a spin-off of a film.
that was your guess, wasn't it? And then Adam said
When I
Teeth.
say franchise, I meant film. I shouldn't have said franchise. That makes you think there's loads of them. There's not. As far as I know, there's only 2 of them.
What?
This is
It's a good,
too
good
broad.
question, though. Good questions, Graham.
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Nope.
Mall Cop 2.
Mall Cop.
Who the fuck has seen any of them anyway?
Yeah, I've not seen. Yeah, I've not seen Mall Cop.
Nobody's seen those.
No, I've not seen Mall Cop. Anything.
This is probably my favourite.
Top Gun Maverick was
Okay.
great. I watched it on a plane on the way to Vietnam because Dom and I went to Vietnam recently, and I enjoyed it. It was fun, even on a screen that big. It was fun.
This one's my favourite. You're not going to get this. Not in a million years. My Little Rat Children rented this movie without my permission. 1 out of 5 stars.
That's just as vague as the last.
Is it Frozen?
No.
Little Rat Children.
The human centipede.
Human
for
Santa.
where I
Freddy got fingered.
No.
That's a fucking terrible film.
I'll give you some clues. I genuinely
Okay.
think it's a very good film. It's animated.
Is it Stuart
Not
Little?
by
Because my mum
Disney.
has a seething hatred for that movie that
No.
knows no bounds. Like, she literally hates that movie more than she hates any of the
Stuart Little.
Baldwins.
It's based on a comic book.
Yeah.
It came out in 2018.
Howard the Duck! Oh, no, it's not Howard the Duck. I got excited then.
No.
That was a terrible film, though.
Did they make a film of Howard the Duck?
Oh, in 1986.
86.
I've never seen it.
Dom!
I want to see
Oh,
it.
Dom, right, okay.
No.
Graham,
what I'm
movie
doing.
night at yours.
Okay,
gotta
no,
happen.
we're streaming that shit because it is an
we have to.
appallingly bad
We want
film.
pure reaction from Dom.
I'm sure the duck bangs the girl at some point.
There's literally ducks with tits.
Ducks with tits. There you go. Why do they need them?
I don't
They
know
have
what to
eggs.
say.
They
They have
eggs.
They
I
make
don't
none.
understand.
But we have our next movie night watch along here.
Right,
So, yeah.
there we go. Oh,
Come on,
excited.
My Little Rat Children rented this movie without my permission.
It's an animated film,
2018.
2018.
Based on the comic. It's not
Venom's terrible.
Marvel. It's not DC. No, sorry. When I say it's not Marvel, it's not Disney Marvel.
Oh, is it Into the Spider-Verse, which is incredible.
It is. Well done, Jay.
not seen it.
Spider-Man.
It's great. It is
It's genuinely
so-
very good.
Really good,
It's
yeah.
a brilliant film, really well, really smart, really funny, and from an illustration animation
really good.
standpoint, it is It is incredible.
Oh, I can
Into the
imagine.
Spider-Verse, brilliant.
Right, next one. 1 out of 5 stars. There was no witch. I'm unsubscribing from Amazon Prime.
Blair Witch Project.
You're on a roll.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're smashing it, mate.
I
Smashing it.
literally. Well, then you don't see. There's a witch. You don't see the witch, though.
It's true. You don't see the witch.
See if you get this one. I hate superheroes. I also hate children. 1 star.
That's me. That's just me.
Shazam.
Nope. Close. But no cigar.
I don't know. I don't watch cape flicks.
I'm stuck with Shazam, the kid superhero.
Oh God, what is it? Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
No.
Oh yeah, I was thinking Spy Kids. And I was like, they're not super.
Spy Kids. That was a thing.
What's the real dark one with Jim Carrey's in it?
Kick-Ass.
Yeah, Kick-Ass.
No, it's not Kick-Ass.
I was going to say Cable Guy. That's pretty fucking
Oh,
dark. Isn't it?
Oh,
yeah, Jim Carrey's amazing. I love Jim
He's
Carrey.
brilliant.
I will
Class actor.
I will go to bat for Jim Carrey every day of the week. The Incredibles, good shout from Sam.
It's not The Incredibles.
Susie said the same. Adam said the same.
Everyone said the same.
Yeah.
It's people trying to think about kids in superhero movies, and maybe that's
when I say it, you're all going to go, oh, because you're going to know.
Say
How modern is it?
It's 2017.
I'm drawing a blank, man. I'm drawing a blank.
Do we give up?
You want to take it? No, yeah. Carrie.
No.
Go on.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
I don't watch kid flicks.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I didn't make the quiz.
This is rigged. This is so rigged.
They're teenagers. They're not really kids. They're like when I think kids, I think The Incredibles.
Yeah. Right. This one. This is where the screen share would have come in useful because this is spelt horrifically.
Thanks, Graham.
Foreign language.
Foreign language.
FORIN LANGAGE. Foreign language. 1 star.
And that's just it. So we're looking at a foreign language film here.
Can we have an idea of the date?
Yeah, needed.
Is
it Paris? Oh, I was going to say Parasite. 2000 and what?
2006.
The Host. She's brilliant. Nope. Same director as Parasite. It's brilliant. Amelie, says Susie.
Oh, Amelie's a good shout.
That's not a foreign film. That's not foreign language.
I'm sure that was 2001 or 2.
Yeah, that was way earlier. Crap.
Jason Statham.
I literally
Wreck is brilliant. Wreck is terrifying.
Wreck is good.
Wreck is good.
Do we give up?
Wreck-It Ralph. Don't know. Well, I guess there's too many films that came out in 2006 that are foreign language.
Yeah, this doesn't help narrow it down at all.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh, fuck off! I love that movie.
Brilliant.
Fucking love that movie. Oh my god, who's seen Pinocchio? Isn't it amazing? Oh,
I've not seen it. I really want to watch it.
Oh, it's so good. It's definitely not a kids' movie.
We're in there. We're this is intense, man. That's not a kids' movie.
Right. This one, the title, Worst Piece of Junk. This is by Big Prayer.
Big Prayer. As in prayer, as in, or prayer as in.
Prayer as in, which might help.
Okay.
The description, 1 out of 5 stars. I love Ryan Roberts, but I hope someday his children don't see this movie.
Ryan Roberts.
Who the fuck is Ryan Roberts?
Who the fuck is Ryan Roberts?
You have to Google Ryan Roberts.
Yeah, I'm Googling Ryan Roberts.
If you Google
Wait. Is it Deadpool?
It is Deadpool.
Oh,
Because right, you Google Ryan Roberts and it's not good what comes up.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
I tried so hard not to say Ryan Reynolds. Like, I was this close to doing it.
Ryan. Well, there you go. Now I know about Ryan Roberts, the Bristol man, but I also know.
Yeah, you know about Ryan.
Excellent quiz.
This one's challenging. Right, so 1 star. This movie was bad. BC. I'm assuming that's an abbreviation of because.
Because.
BC of how most of it weren't even good.
What the?
Is that me reviewing Transformers the last night because all my brain cells died?
Can you say that again?
Because I literally cannot stress how much I fucking hate that movie.
Oh, that's a ridiculous.
I can't decide whether the 4th one or the 5th one is the worst. I think.
That's the only one I've ever seen, and it is.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible.
The only redeeming point of that movie was the fact that we snuck our own grated cheese into the cinema to put on the nachos.
Oh my god. Oh,
like we bought the nachos with the hot cheese on it, but then I reached into my bag and I pulled this bag of grated cheese out of my ex at the time, and me just both went. It was great. It was pure villainy. The look of confusion on the attendants' faces. We dumped this empty bag of cheese.
Oh my god!
I used to work at a few cinemas, and I was taking tickets for everybody who came into the screen. I think it was like Big Mama's House or something at the time. It was like years ago.
Yeah.
And when I cleaned the screen, I found a massive empty pizza box, and I don't know how the hell they got that in.
Wow!
They couldn't have stuck it up their jumper.
Impressed.
I was impressed. I was like, I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
What if it's already there?
I want pizza now. God.
Yeah, man. So Hank, say that again.
Me too. I want
what was the
for anyone coming into this looking for a crow discussion, we've gone way off. So I apologize if anybody comes back to this and they're looking for a deep discussion about the crow. We've done that.
We already did that. This is the end bit that's gone on for as long as the actual discussion.
This is the bit where we talk about how much we all hate Transformers. And we
Michael Bay.
Hey, Michael Bay.
And
the Predator.
Predator.
Awful.
And Love Actually.
Human Centipede. Can't stand that either.
This is the 4th to last one, so we're nearly there.
Okay.
So, 1 star.
Come on.
This movie was bad. BC of how most of it weren't even good.
We did that. Did we? Oh.
No, we didn't get the answer yet. We just went off on a rant.
The Room. Yeah.
Nope. I'll give you a clue. You probably all like it.
The Crow?
That doesn't help.
Nope.
The Crow.
Dracula.
Nope.
Which is the best movie on the planet.
Queen of the
I'll
Damned.
anyone.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
No.
Gary Oldman.
Yes. Yes.
So good.
Monica Bellucci in that one scene where she's up out of the bed.
Just coming out of the bed.
Peak.
Well, the thing I like the best is Keanu Reeves is terrible.
Even that's part of the charm of it.
He goes, "We shall be married when I return," and it's terrible.
Marriage?
I don't know. Marriage.
just Tom Waits being just unapologetically Tom Waits in that movie as Renfield. Oh, what a beast!
Tom Waits.
And I give up, Graham. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I can't believe you've not got this. It's The Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, that's a good
I
film.
like that movie.
That's a wonderful film.
But none of these answers give any fucking thing away.
Yeah, that's cinematic brilliance. What?
Hence why this is funny. It's a terrible Amazon review. You know, it's not meant to be an accurate review. So you get 4 reviews for this one. I'll read them all out to you.
Oh God.
Not a Disney movie. Definitely not for young children. Wrong film. Not for Disney fans.
Human Centipede.
No.
Pro.
Are any of the answers Human Centipede?
Boogie Nights.
No.
Boogie Nights. I blame it on the boogie.
Pinocchio.
This one should be obvious if you think about it.
Pinocchio.
No.
Not a Disney movie. Not for kids.
Blubber. Is it marketed as a kids film? Is it the kind of thing that because that could be watered down?
No.
Oh God.
Big Mama's House. Deadpool.
Well, it can't be Deadpool again. We've already had that, unless it's Deadpool.
Yeah.
It's not Deadpool.
Okay. Not a Disney movie.
4 people watched it and thought it was a Disney film.
Ants. As opposed
Anastasia?
To
No. Anastasia is a Disney film now.
I'm sure Don Bluth's fucking chuffed about that. I'm sure he's loving that.
So does that mean they own Land Before Time as well?
No, that's Universal. Although that was Lucasfilm, so I suppose it's partly Disney.
Jurassic
My
Park?
God.
No.
Not Jurassic Park.
Is it animated?
No.
Oh. This literally gives nothing away. Like, it gives us no flavour of anything whatsoever.
If I tell you what it is, you'll kick yourself because it's
right. Give us a fucking clue at least.
Came out in 2010.
Literally doesn't help.
I
can't remember back that far. Wreck-It Ralph.
No, that's a Disney film.
Well, that's not a Disney film.
Do you give up?
I give up.
I give up. Go on.
This is 2010's Frozen.
I literally said Frozen.
Did you?
Did I not?
No.
Yeah.
I thought you said it earlier.
I said it earlier. Oh, right. Okay, never mind. Retroactively, that should count for making us suffer that question.
That can count.
There is a film called Frozen that is not Frozen. Oh yeah, there is. Horror thriller 2010. 3 snowboarders are stranded on a chairlift while riding up Mount Holliston. When the night lights suddenly go off, they have to find their way out or freeze to death. There is.
And I bring you back to the second review, which said definitely not for young children.
Yeah.
There's 4 people there who rented that film thinking it was Disney.
Did they not look at the cover?
Did they not see the 18 rating on it? And
this one's good, but you'll never get it. But it's funny.
All right.
This one was posted in 2017, which is the year the film came out. And it was, I went to go see this with my ex-husband, his fiance, and their kids. Halfway through the movie, I broke it to him that I wouldn't be giving him any alimony anymore. And he told me that he wishes I had killed myself.
4 weddings and a funeral.
Is it Frozen?
No.
That's amazing. Is it the Human Centipede?
No.
Oh, for God's sake!
Is it The Crow?
He went with his ex-husband, her ex-husband, his fiance, and their kids.
Smart.
Suitable for kids.
Suitable for kids. The Crow.
No.
Human Centipede.
One of the Star Warses.
Think emotions.
Frozen.
Emotions. Oh, the emotion. Oh, yeah, the cartoon one with the emotions. They're in the head.
Inside Out.
There you go.
No.
Inside Out.
No, I just give you a point, thinking you were on the right track, but you were wrong.
Big Mama's house. Capitals.
Planet of the Apes. I don't fucking know.
Go on.
Hang on. So it came out in 2017 and it isn't a Pixar film and it isn't Inside Out.
Yeah.
But it's a kids' movie.
It is a kids' movie.
Is it a Pixar film?
No.
But it's about big emotions.
It is the Emoji Movie.
Movie? What the?
Yeah.
We do not speak its name, Graham.
What are you doing, Graham? Damn it, Graham.
Right, this one, someone...
You can kick him off the stream.
Right, last one. This one you should get. Someone should get it.
Is it Big Mama's House?
No.
Is it The Crow?
No.
The
title is Not Realistic.
Right.
And someone said, they bought it on DVD, and they said, it's disappointing. Animals simply don't talk or sing.
Lion King?
Lion King.
Ah!
nice.
I had to suffer through watching that on a plane to the US, and it was fucking garbage. It was so bad.
I'm assuming you're not talking about the 1994 Lion King, which
It is the 1994
live
one.
action. What?
No, the original.
Oh, not realistic. I mean, whatever. I got it right anyway. I don't care.
Yeah,
the original.
Yeah, well done, Abby. Well done.
That means that
Thank
Abby and Jay both win with 5 points each.
Well done, guys.
Tom
Well
got
done.
2.
Good work. Good work. Well done, Graham. Thank you for hosting at the end of that. Once again, guys, I really appreciate everybody's time tonight. We went way over time, but it was an absolute pleasure to hang out with you all. This has been our Crow debate, where we look at whether the remake is going to be good or not. If you come back to this afterwards, as many do, please feel free to put your comments in. Tell us whether you think it's going to be good or a little bit shit. I will put links to Abby's work in the comments. I will. We'll plug the hell out of everybody, and thank you. Thank you very much, Andrew. That's lovely, and thank you very much for everybody that's popped in. Guys, is there anything you'd like to plug? Anything you've got going on that you want to plug before we finish up? Abby, you've got a new project to work on top of your already busy schedule. You're going to be.
Hell yes, keep an eye out, guys. I am going to now be drawing Steve Buscemi as the Crow, as we all wish to see in this lifetime. So keep an eye out for that.
Indeed.
Join me over on Twitch every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but especially Friday, where I will draw whatever weird stuff you come up with. That's right. The weirdest stuff. You want Mr. Blobby as a bodybuilder? I got you.
Yeah.
The bodybuilder.
Daddington Bear, I got you. Your face on any Pokemon and making it Uncanny Valley, I can do that too. Give me money. Money now. Me sick.
Abby can do anything you want, and there's a link to the Twitch in the comments, but we'll make sure we put it in below as well. It is great.
There's also a cat there, so if that's not insensitive enough, I don't know what is.
The management, indeed, yes, absolutely.
The management cat, yes.
The management cat, love it. Graham, Jay, anything you've got coming up? You want to
plug? I'm free next Sunday, Dom. If you want to do something.
I mean, are we talking? Are we talking?
Are you suggesting that we do a live stream of Howard the Duck?
Howard the Duck.
No, I was suggesting that me and Dom get pizza or something. You know,
brilliant.
I want pizza.
Let's get pizza. Let's get pizza together. Let's do that. Well, you also have an upcoming series that we're going to build where you review your comics weekly. Where we're going to build that out with Graham. That was what we talked about. But we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it more over pizza. We definitely did. Adam is asking, are you free for plugging? Graham is free for plugging. I can hire him out to you. So sorry, you're free next Sunday is the promotional thing you want to say. You want to get pizza with me next Sunday?
If you want, we could do a stream next Sunday, but we'll need to discuss it. But, you know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, cool. In the meantime, guys, if you want to go check out some of Graham's interviews with renowned comic book artists, you can do that on the channel. Graham, why don't you promote one or two of those before we go to Jay and finish up?
I spoke to Kelly Jones, who was the cover artist for the entire Batman Nightfall saga. He had a big run with Doug Mensch on Batman and Detective Comics for a couple of years. He did some major issues of Sandman. I did a full interview that I'll put that in the comments. I also spoke to Michael Uslan, who he is the executive producer of every Batman film since 1989. Could put that in the comments as well. Who else have we spoke to?
We've got loads. Jay's got one to plug. I'm just using you to plug my what?
Dave McKean. Jay plugged that one.
I'm just using you to plug all our stuff. Plug all the interviews we've done on this channel. But Jay, go on. Yeah. Other than that.
Well, before I do, can I just say that Adam said Jeff Goldblum is the Crow?
Oh, I can make that happen. I can absolutely make that happen.
I'll pay for that too.
Hell yeah! Send me a message. Let's go.
Let's do it. I'm deadly serious.
I want to plug two things. I want people to follow Inkblot Films for a start. We are Inkblot's. I've taken the Facebook down for a bit because it needs a whole overhaul, but Twitter, Instagram, a lot of stuff on Instagram. So Inkblot Films, Instagram would be great if you could put a thing on there. But also, as well as the Inkblot Instagram, behind me, you can see he's asleep. But I have a tortoise called Murray. He's a pet tortoise and he's called Murray. He's asleep at the moment because it's bedtime. And he is the one doing all my social media. And he's got his own Instagram called Inkblot Murray. So Dom, if you could find that, I really want to get him some more subscribers and followers. And what I want to do is start getting little Murray, sort of fuzzy things with the feet and the they've got like a little thing you stick them on stuff that you get in every museum ever. A little fuzzy thing with a little hamster, a little fuzzy thing with googly eyes, and they've got sticky.
And they've got the big tag sticking out the back.
Tag. Gonna get some Murray tags and stick them around.
You know what I'd like to see?
What?
Murray, teenage and eating pizza.
I can draw that. I can make that.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Murray. Absolutely.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Murray. Oh my god!
If you could make a Teenage Mutant Ninja Murray, I would love that.
I love this.
Okay, we will discuss. I'm going to be a busy woman.
Let's discuss that.
This is the reason we do these things. Collaborations are glory. I love it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm going to get Murray's thing.
I'll put it in the comments.
Thank you.
I've put Abby's stuff in the comments.
He's adorable and he's cute. And earlier he had a little ladybird that just sat on his nose, and it was adorable. I don't know where the ladybird came from. He just walked up to me and he just had a ladybird on his head. He's gorgeous. And
this time of year.
Oh my god!
What?
Ladybird at this time of year.
Yeah, it was just behind me, just on his.
Look at the baby.
Crazy.
He's asleep, but you can go on Inkblot Murray on his Instagram and see him. There's pictures. There's loads of things of him eating and chomping on weeds and eating berries and having the best bloody time, and you can have a chat to him, and it's great. So I would love to get more followers for Murray and also for Inkblot Films as well. That'd be great.
Nice. And you've also interviewed Dave McKean right here.
I've interviewed a lot of cool people for you, Doug.
Kat Von D, IMX, loads of them, all the stuff.
Who else?
Go and see all of Jay's wonderful interviews. They get way more hits than Jay's on the stream.
How many times have we interviewed Gary Newman? Many.
All the time. All the time.
Oh god, my mum would be jealous.
Oh, we love
his video. It was really great.
We love Gary, don't we? We love Gary.
Right.
I'm letting you all go. It's been an absolute pleasure. Good. You are. It has been wonderful to hang out. Unexpected guests in, Abby. Thank you so much for making the time. It's lovely to have you.
Welcome.
Go and check out Abby's fantastic cosplay of the Crow, and obviously go and support Abby's wonderful caricature work, wonderful illustrations.
Thank you.
Just fantastic stuff. Go and support Jay. He's one of my best friends in the world. Graham as well. Graham is beloved across East Yorkshire and beyond. Just as a wonderful dude. Great love of comic books.
He's beloved by people in spiders.
Beloved by people inspired and way beyond. And he does some cracking work with us, and it's an absolute pleasure to have you all here. It's lovely. So thank you so much. And if anybody comes to this afterwards, like I say, we appreciate it. It's our first live stream back in 5 months, so hopefully we'll do some more of these. I think we're gonna. I think we're gonna do Howard the Duck now.
I can't wait.
Abby's in, right? Okay, we're all in. That's actually happening. Okay, so watch this space for Howard the Duck across Soundsmith's Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And guys, it's been a pleasure. Thanks very much for watching. I haven't got an outro like "Give Me a Whole Yeah." We don't do the jazz hands and the whole yeah thing. So I guess. You know
what the outro is? It's when we look outside at the weather and we go, "It can't rain all the time."
It can't rain all the time.
Jazz hands.
Except in Hull.
Except in Hull.
Or Blade Runner.
Or Blade Runner, or Seven, or Dark City. Yeah.
So we'll go.
Disney's Frozen.
Right. So we're all doing we're going to do the it can't rain all the time into some jazz hands, into the sounds, into the comic sphere.
We'll do that as if it's raining and be like, "It can't rain all the time."
Right.
Okay, we're doing that on 3.
Right. 3, 2, 1. Lovely.